in this live stream I will try to figure out how to build a website which would help me to get more viewers on Kick and Twitch. So we'll try to figure out the initial parts, make a bit of a plan, probably design the website a little bit. Well, likely we'll not be able to finish in this one stream, but we'll try. We'll see how much we can do in an hour by using AI, LLMs, MCP servers that can help our AI quite a bit, and a little bit of experience collected in a couple decades. So what's the point? So if we start thinking, the point is that we could attract people. Like number one, get views. So that means that we need to somehow retain the audience, and the biggest asset nowadays is really a newsletter, because you can actually call the newsletter contacts an asset. Otherwise those guys are really just rented from Google, Facebook, Twitch, Kick, whatever. So that stuff has to become an email. This newsletter. So what you're gonna do with it? That thing will allow to announce all the streams and new videos and probably AI news, whatever, and that will blast that update, and maybe somebody will join to see what's going on. So the idea is that we want to get views, we want to get emails. What you're gonna do with those emails? Well, we will just send mail when live. Alright, so that's our next step. So that kind of makes sense, and that's pretty decent plan, I guess. But we need to be able to get those initial emails. So this kind of makes suggestion that our website needs to have a primary goal is signups. And if we get those signups, this whole plan will work out. And that means our main website goal is CTAs into emails. Alright, that kind of makes sense. So to get the website decent, I'd go with FedCN, because that's the most decent so far library of UI. And let us try and get it. So we need to create the first Next.js new application. It's pretty easy if we didn't do that. So it's on the internet, and Next.js create app. And this already has this pretty nice suggestion. So if you look into this, I'm on Ubuntu, Linux. We'll make this console a little bit bigger. And let's get into Git, version control, npx create next app. And there were some flags. We want Tailwind, if we want something else, let's do the biome. Or we can just run this command and it will ask all sorts of things. Usually it asks for an update and how our app will be called. So what I decided is that brand will be just my name, it's Vegandus, and let's call it like that, vegandus.com. Let's not add .com. Would you like to use the recommended Next.js defaults? Use recommended defaults. So TypeScript, ESLint, Tailwind, AppRouter, TurboPack. Sounds good. Let's get going with that. Now it's installing all of the libraries, and we'll just see. We'll just see what we can do next. So while we're waiting, we can look into ShadCN. We'll show you what it is, what I'm trying to build. ShadCN. Okay, so that's really pretty popular. So a lot of startups who never seen it, I might recognize that those elements, and those are basically everywhere nowadays. Maybe because AI is pretty good with those. Alright, so we can look into documents, you can look into components. It has really a lot of components. It also has an MCP server. Really like that one. Okay, so for example, if you want to install Cloud Code MCP server, you can go with what's this? Run the following command in your project. Okay. Start Cloud Code and try the following prompts. Okay, let's get it done. Let's get into the project. Let's clear. All right. Let's do the ShadCN thing. So PNPM, well, that's switching into PNPM. So let's see first what we use to install everything. So it installed with npm, like default package manager. To switch to PNPM, it would be a bit more decent to delete package lock.json. So let's do that. Package lock.json, and yep, and then could delete node packages, node module, sorry, and remove recursive and forced. Okay, and now you can see that there's no more there was log file, there's no more log file, and there was, oh, there's no node packages. Okay, and then we do pnpm install. I see I might need to update my own package. Our package manager shouldn't take too long. Let's see what we can do now. Almost there. Come on. All right. Okay, now if we look, it's pnpm log file, not packages. All right, so let's paste our command. It's mcp init client Claude. A bunch of commands. That's actually new for me. I didn't really try that one yet. We'll see what happens together, I guess. And that one has init client cursor. That's also interesting. Okay, so installing dependencies, configuring MCP server. Now, let's open it with the cursor. No way. Really? Okay, apparently it needs to update something, but it should not take long. It's already almost 100%. Of course. should be loading in. Good. All right. I'll have to upgrade the computer a bit soon. Okay, while it's loading, we can look into this command. So it says we can do the same thing for cursor. Let's do it. Why not? Configuring MCP server, installing dependencies. So I'm using two approaches. I use Claude and I use Cursor. I mostly used Cursor and GPT-3 back in the day, a couple months ago. Now GPT-5 High for harder tasks, but kind of recently started pushing much more with Claude Code, and it turns out it's also quite powerful and really decent. Okay, so we installed shadcn. There's one more library that I would go for sure. Context 7. We will need to install it is the MCP server. Let's find the command to install it. Oh wow. Install in Cloud Code. Alright, I will add later. Okay, and here we can switch to Cloud and see if our MCP is also there. Yes, I trust the folder. Alright, we can look if we have MCP server. shadcn connecting. Wait a second. Alright, it's connected. Awesome. So if we go back into, let me zoom in because it's super tiny. I hope that's visible. Okay. So let's run it and let's see if it looks at least a bit decent. npm dev. Address. This is our browser. Ah, come on. Local host. Okay. Oh, really? Why it stopped? This was weird. Okay, should be fine now. We load. Okay, it's compiling. It's loaded. Alright, Next.js, get started, do something. Alright. Let's initialize Git. Add all stuff. Git commit messages. I actually like this one. Really need to think about this downside because you would usually write into commit message the idea and the intention that you wanted to do, and AI here doesn't really know your intentions and it just describes what was actually changed. So keep that in mind. Commit. I haven't added remote yet, so we'll just go with local. Okay. Now we can say, okay, that make sure we have shadcn installed this project properly. We'll just get started and see what's the situation there. It says I'll check shadcn is properly installed and set up if needed, and it says apparently it can see that it's installed, but there's no components JSON configuration file and no UI components directory. Let me check if there's Tailwind, blah 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 blah. Okay, so it wants to run the command. Sure. That's kind of the whole point of using this AI and doing vibe coding. Alright, come on. Okay, it wants to initialize. Okay, it was waiting for interactive input, so sometimes Claude doesn't really know which command to run with. And yeah, it says like defaults, and it's like a third attempt already to run the command. Yeah, stuff is happening. Let's see. Yeah, I can see folders appearing. Global CSS, so it means it added Shadcn classes. Utils is usually for concatenating classes also. It uses that one in its components, and it wants to add a button. Sure, I'll add the button. Well, almost there. We're almost to the button. And we also have Figma, and there's also Figma MCP. I haven't really tested it much, but probably we can just do this on the live. Okay, so it says successfully installed, blah, 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 blah. And I suppose it would be a good idea to restart the server and look what do we have. Okay, so it changed the CSS or the Next.js, obviously, because it changed. So it was like default coming from the Next.js, and we added a bunch of new styles. Okay, that sounds good. Let's add all. Let's commit. So thing is that if you start like using AI heavily, you'll kind of need to learn how to commit differently than you were used before. Oh well, a couple weeks and we'll be fine. Also still learning, but seems it's getting better. All right, so what do we want? So there are quite nice themes built with Shadcn. So let's review what we can do. Shadcn themes. And also another thing, while we're waiting, we can do init. So init is like initializing main rules for the AI. It creates a text file. Well, it's .md, markdown file, and it kind of explains all the things what's going on in the project, and we can define how we want it to write the code, what are the expectations, and whatnot. You know, all the rules and goes in there. Okay, so it's doing a lot of stuff, and while it's doing that, I'll put it here so you would be able to see, and we can look what options do we have with Shadcn themes. Okay, we got in Shadcn website. This one is beautiful. Shadcn official, Vixen. Well, doesn't have much images. So can skip that one. Design a perfect Shadcn theme. That one seems interesting. So this one is Shadcn's default. We can also look what components it has. I'm wondering about navbar. Navigation menu. Okay, so here's navbar. Do you have anything else? No, it's only one. I've seen pretty nice themes all there. Right, free, sure. Well, we have our own Shadcn. Okay, what is this? Open changes in cursor. Sure. Did it open it? Didn't, I guess. But I can do it myself, and you can even do it. Preview. Okay, this file provides guidance. No, sure. Project overview. Okay, technologies used, development commands. Okay, cool. One more thing we need. It's Playwright. Playwright is for testing. It's kind of Puppeteer, or Selenium, or Headless Chrome browser, which is kind of more popular these days. Okay. We have command cloud code. Okay, let's do that. All right, finished. Paste. Okay, we can also install it for cursor, because why not? Okay, it wants to type it. There's a button. Sure. A bunch of those by myself. Alright, alright. Okay. So, what does it mean? If we get back and say, I'm running dev server of this project. Use Playwright to check if it's loading properly. Simple. Let's see what is going to happen. So I just asked it to run Playwright and open the page to see if it's working. And it seems that the Playwright wasn't really installed into the project. I've added MCP server, but also it needs to be installed properly. And it says like, let me install browser first. Sure. Give it a minute. Or two. While it's doing what it is doing, we can get back here and look into the rules. It's talking about how we will do the whole coding thing. It's kind of took all the stuff from our styling system. Well, that's fine, but one thing I always add is workflow. And this is what it needs to do. We need to, no, not we need, you need to analyze our current solution and project implementation. What we have to be able to do the apply. Don't repeat yourself principle. You must first know what's out there. The second thing we need to do is you must really understand what I'm asking you to do. Before running into implementation, you need to like specify any ambiguities. So you can only start if that was approved and answered, and then implement. And the fifth is also very important. You must build the project and lint the project. Exclamation mark. If there are any issues, warnings, or errors, you must fix those and apply step 5 again. Loop this until all issues are resolved. Do not deviate from initial requirements. Okay, so that's our strategy. Also, it's usually very annoying because it hacks a bit with tsignore, with any types in TypeScript, so you need to define that. That's not really appreciated. Don't do, okay, you can't do this. You cannot, can't use yes type any or past type multiple times. You should always investigate for proper type. Ever yes, if there's any ambiguity, always ask. Okay, now that seems to be a bit better. How's mousing doing? Okay, it's still doing something. Okay, let's save it. It's not working anymore. Okay, let's do it again. Git load. Oops. And bit. All right, so we should get started with making it nicer. I want you to add a hovering navbar. It should have gloss effect. It should have no background when page is not scrolled. When page is scrolled, it gets wrapped into glassy looking background and hovers over content. And a Apple vibe. So now it should adhere to our rules and analyze what's the current situation, what we have, and proceed like that. This placement content. Okay, interesting. It has new questions. So this wasn't there yesterday. Should the navbar be site-wide in the root layout, only on the home page? Site-wide, yes. And then there, what content should the navbar contain? Logo, yes. Navigation links, yes. CTA button, yes. Dark mode, yes. Type something. Well, there's not really that much of stuff left. Submit. Let's go. But it doesn't really know the brand name. Well, the brand name is probably my name. Alright, so now it's changing things. And we will see here in git diff in this list. And okay, oh, need to confirm. So yeah, I forgot that I told it to do this. Perfect, I see on all those elements in the navbar. One more quick question. Should the navbar be site-wide? Appears on all pages in the layout, only on the home page? I'd recommend site-wide. Yes, yes. I thought it was clear, but apparently we need to click. Yes, yes. Site wide. Alright. Okay, what's going on there? Still down, okay. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so where's our website? This one, that's the website. Let's make it a first tab. Okay, nothing much changed. Open changes in cursor. Do you want to make this edit to navbar? Sure. I think we should define that it needs always use shadcn elements no matter what. You must do this. Always use shadcn components. Use atomic design. Build for performance. Support desktop, mobile, light and dark themes. Okay, it's doing stuff. So what's this toggle theme? Okay, there will be a button to toggle theme provider. Okay, navbar itself. About services work, blah blah blah. Okay, seems fine. Ah, I hate those old school functions. Must do use arrow function. Okay. Let's see. Something changed. Alright, get started. So one more thing, you must do this. Ensure you use shadcn components properly and always check via shadcn MCP tool. Okay, unless you can find Argus implementation in our code base. So kind of defining that it wouldn't imagine how that component should be done if it's on shadcn, and it would always check what's the correct implementation. So for those who don't know, on shadcn, if you, let's say, open whatever chart, for example, well, right click, okay, this one, for example, it's copy. You can copy that thing, and it always gives you this. It also has to install all those components, like small building blocks, and it will create this, and it will render into something like that. So it's important. All right. Currently, we cannot really scroll, right? So we need to be able to scroll, and we need a longer page. We can, okay, oh, it has something else. It never ask if you can lint, just lint, and then it will run build. Okay, and we see that build doesn't really work. What's up? Calling set state synchronously within the NF can trigger cascading renders. For sure, we don't want that. Oh, also, you can do this. Solve problems like Junior by adding yes or expect error, and exactly how it's called. So let's let it interpret what I meant, or by creating workarounds if it's not clear, ask user for additional details. Okay, it's building. Perfect. All linting and build checks passed successfully. Let me mark the final task as completed. Okay, that sounds good. That's nice. That's nice. And I will commit now because there's something. It seems it's decent. All checks passing and everything. Never commit without checking for all the lints passing, and if it looks normal, it might look like poop. Alright, so now we cannot really test the whole thing fully and properly, and I want that it would also load up the new rule. So we'll exit and get in again. We just implemented navbar. I can't test how it would begin hovering because our page content is too short and has no scrolling need. Clean up default stuff and just add some dummy div of like 2000 pix height. I could have done this myself, and it probably would have taken like way less time, but usually when you get into this live coding thing, it kind of makes you lazy and stop thinking that much and start asking for all the things from the AI. Okay, sure. Now let's move the unused image import. Okay, it's running lint again and running build. So as mentioned, those kind of important to make sure that your AI doesn't get lost with all that building and creating, and if it goes wild, it will add so many things and it will not build anymore. You won't even know what was wrong, and if you commit all those things, it will be a sad time to figure out where it started breaking apart. Alright, so I see it didn't broke the build in watch mode. Okay. Oh, I wanted it to look different. Okay, but at least it has this glassy thing. Nice. Okay, I can clarify what I actually wanted. So you see, I will zoom in easier. It's glassy, but I wanted it to start hovering. Maybe it's fine as it is. Let's try. So this is fine. Let's commit. So if I start vibing on top of this, I would lose the whole high page and I would need to restart that again. But now I committed what was fine and I can experiment a little bit more on it. Okay. So looks okay. I want you to keep it like it's now when page is not scrolled, but when we start scrolling it should have margins from top and left, right? It also should have border all around and all the corners rounded. Will kind of look like it's hovering on top. So we still are going with full. Are we going with full width? Yeah. No. Yeah. Hide on. Alright. Let's see what happens. So I initially thought it would be full width, but well, it will be just too wide. I think it won't work. And let's make it a bit narrow, like standardize on content. For hero banner, we can still break out from those container constraints and make it wider, but the content itself could be still containerized. We'll show. We'll see. It's building again. Close enough. The glass effect is way too blurry. But yeah, that will do. Let's see how it looks like on the wider page. No. No. Okay, you made a whole navbar. Okay. Proper velocity, and I only wanted you to make what wraps the main navbar container content velocity and rounded when we start calling, not the full background. Also, glass effect blurs too much. Okay, so let's see. I told that I want it not full width like you see here, but I wanted it to be like this. Okay, like this. Yes, exactly like this. And it seems like it has either this one is too big or this one is too narrow. And I wonder which one is the case. Let's look into this ourselves. So navbar fixed top, then okay, it has max width. Would that work? Yeah, it would. Solved. Okay, so when we have this thing hovering, we need to make sure that our all of our main content is pushed down actually. So this one is fixed and it's kind of flying, but we might want to have a little bit of push down of the whole thing. That would be done in layout. The navbar. Can provide a navbar. Can just add like a do. And either it hears me or it just understands too much. Okay. That's more like it. Let's see. Here's our component. Navbar, okay. Where's that effect? Background white, background black, backdrop blur. I think that will be fine. Where's the border though? Shadow, dark border white, border black. On light border black 10, on dark border white. Let's make it 20. What happens? Yeah, it's a bit more visible. And you see there's text behind, but it's not visible. Backdrop. This? Is that the thing? Yes. You see now it's kind of more transparent. You switch. Yeah. Now you can see more stuff behind it. Alright, that seems to be getting somewhere for sure. Oh, that seems a bit ugly. Okay, that's a whole main background. But okay, so that's how we make it. And if we get into layout, UI theme, default theme, why it is darker? I'm not even sure if you can see it. Your screen. Background zinc 50. Where's that thing? Are you hiding it? It's in page. We could do this. Font sense. And we would move it to layout. The whole thing, okay. Provider, navbar. Nice. Better. This padding here. Yeah, if we can find it, that would be nice. Logo, SpaceX 2. There's no extra paddings. Is scrolled. If not scrolled, scrolled. X6. Wanted 4. Nothing really changing now. Okay, bx4 for sure. Okay, large bx8, large bx6 in that case. Bx2. What? I found it. Bx4. Always 4. And when it adds rounded, border black, border rounded to excel, should always be rounded because we see those corner angles. Yep, now it's nicer. Okay, we are getting somewhere. Now it sounds like we should. Kind of feel that this is too close. Not sure what controls. It's container. Yeah. Okay, that will do for now, I think. Okay. Now we should think about the hover hero block. It was doing good. One second. There. Right back. And we are back. All right, so next thing is hero block. So the idea is that I want to have background SVG on the left side, PNG on the right side. It would take full width kinda, and then I want to have normal content on top of it in a container. Okay, let's see. Okay, more questions. Nice. Interesting. That will do. So I guess let's provide those specific images for it. I was messing around and was trying, so here's my own picture. You can see I want to use that one. Let's export it. Oh, I can just take it from here. And there is a thing of a history. It's possible to find what I was doing before. Where is it? Well, make it new. Okay, let's throw in. Okay, let's export this. So second. I'm not sure how to place it properly. I'll just create assets. I need to copy the name. AI. Now I want dance letters. B A B Campton. It will be bold. It will be large. Larger. 300. Even more large. 800. Okay. I want that to be flattened. Now. What? I think we needed to outline first. Huh. Okay, well, whatever. And out. So basically, and we will delete all the remaining artifacts. Okay. So we'll squash those things together. Might work. Obviously, it's like 5% visibility. This is like 3% visibility. It's like 4% visibility. That's my SVG that I wanted. We copy that SVG. That's that. And we put it into new file. CTO background SVG. Here we go. Our SVG is in there. We need to copy name, paste. Okay, so we are done with those. Mobile layout, stack vertically, hide background images, scale proportionally. Good question. So left background image can stay fairly visible. Should be behind content. Right, PG image PNG. So I'm not fixing the previous one, but I'm like defining right background image, and then that's a PNG one. Should stack after text block. Come on. Okay, that's it. Submit. Now I wonder what will happen. Okay, let's see. Open Git, let's open this, and let's open it checked. It checked what it has, and now it wants to call MCP server to look into what are the options, inputs, buttons, and so on. Yeah, it says button already exists, so it found the button. Shadcyan add input, so it needs input for email collection because I told it that we will need to collect emails. Okay. Almost there. I wonder if it will be a nice hero block right away, or we will need to fix a lot of stuff manually, or maybe ask for it to do some stuff. So yeah, and then GitHub, LinkedIn, Kick, Twitch, YouTube, social icons. I wonder what kind of library to pick, or will it just imagine SVGs? So that's also something that I actually forgot to mention to it in the rules file, and it would be a good idea to say, let's say you need to use Lucid Rect or Rect Lucid, whichever order this is named, icons, and then it will be also much easier for us to design if we need to do anything on Figma. Okay, some new code added. Oh, see my hand. Build and lint, so kind of thinks it's already done. Seems I'll need to do a lot. Fix itself. Yeah, it's kind of visible. I see C and I see the angle of T. Should not be white. Should be overlapping a bit, but not really that bad. Should be able to fix that stuff relatively quickly. I suppose it thinks it's done. Okay. Sometimes you don't take those fights. Sometimes just fix it. Handle submit. Okay, that's fine. So we have section. Input, we have page. Let's look into the page. Just a hero, and then that's a high section. That's fine. So we just need to look into this, what to do. Okay, so relative, so the main wrapper is relative, then we have this and this. I think it would make sense to put those into single div. Because it's two images behind all of the content. Now this is left up bottom with 1/3. Wait, okay, maybe it wasn't that bad. Let's try to work with what we have. Okay, so with 1/3 large 2, it's always 1/5. Full? Yep. Okay, it's full now. It's but it's way too high. It's way too high, I think. Okay, this one also half. I wonder why is it white? Absolutely left top on the... Maybe I made it like that. Still none. Huh, weird. Hidden. We don't need hidden. Go object right. And this is way too high. The height. min and hide screen size. No. Height. That's more like it. That's way more like it. Okay. Why it's not transparent? Am I stupid? Ah, that content might have background. That's fine. PG. Oh, let's look here. The image gets cut. That's the thing. Okay, still seems a bit too large. Okay, I've asked that there would be no white background, which is kind of weird, and then that SVG can go as much as it wants to in the width side, and also image also can overlap on top, but it just should be, you know, PNG. All right, had some lucid react. Why it is removing? Yes, removes makes weird things. An error now. Yeah, it took longer than I expected. I can get back later and keep streaming. Let's see what's... Okay, alright. Oh, that's more like it. Okay, but the image is not prepared for a light background. Looks kind of weird. Sus. Okay. Wanna... No, no bueno. Let's fix it. Okay, so let's add a white background so we would see all the hiccups that we've done. Oh, I see there's a weird tint also. Oh. Yeah, definitely that needs to be on. My bad. I didn't check. Also was taken from... that dark line. This might not be the best method to do that. Oh, that diffuse saturation. Yeah. Nope. Blues. Alright. And yeah. Not that bad. That looks bad. Does it look stupid? Yes. Okay, you can save it. Less crappy. Yeah. That's it. Uh, needs to be built, I think. Yep. Huh? Really? Got it. Not in assets. Okay, now it is more like it. I'd say that's close. That's close enough. Three and okay, so it's not a whole story yet because I want it not to be hanging in the air. I want it to be a bit larger than want it to be touching the thrust bar. Okay, I've done some more changes. So the hero need a thrust barrel. So always be a little bit like this. That could work. Let's find it to happen. 0 2/3 negative margin. All right. Well, you could be a bit larger. And what other option? Oh, it's the same one. That other one. Cover. That's the cover. And no limitations on width for the background. The CTO. I'll hit full. Cover. Bam! Bit fancier. Maybe width should not be full. It should be large. It cuts it. Overflow. We're getting there. No. It contains inside it. Well, that's not bad. 3/4. Could be 4/5. Yeah, that's more like it, I guess. That should look better on dark. Yep. Okay, that could be placeholder logo. That won't work. We'll change later. Even nothing. Okay, cool. I've done. So if I don't tell it that I've done more changes, it might just start going and implementing stuff. So I kind of say I've done some changes. Look into it. I need to have that SVG switch to white fill when we toggle to dark theme. Yeah, I think it just copied it. Come on. No. Fuck no. Come on. Stop it. Don't remember if SVG can support class. Decided. Sometimes, so it added dark invert colors. It says that should work. So why would you just not do it right away? Yes, I see it now. It's there. It's a bit too dark, but it's there. Yeah. Ah, it's trying to build it. It's, sometimes it's an idiot. This is lighter. No, it's still too dark. Sure, but it is getting there. 40%. Hmm. So what makes that a pastiche? Could be one. Ah. Okay, I think the guy me is still a bit too much. Yeah, yeah, something like that. Yep, that's more like it. Yeah, that's gonna be email, that's gonna be subscribe. Follow. And then in the hero, we can make like a always moving logos towards one side. Yep, I think that's what we're going to do. Okay, nice. Okay, so we will get back to this content. I think that has been a bit much on the top, and I think we can do a small fix. App layout and the push here. Yes. Nice. I want these scrolling towards the side. Yeah, I want this continuously scroll towards the left side from the right side. We'll have to finish today. We'll get back, or we'll post a video when I'm done.